Good morning and welcome to Zen Fits here in Blackstone, Virginia, the center of the world, on New Year's Eve. On New Year's Eve. As you can see, it's kind of cloudy out, raining a little, looks like a little fog. That's why there's not the light coming in from the, here you can see it here. See, here's the foyer and there's the front door. And when the light is strong, you can see it flashing on my face. So today it's a little cloudy, and that's good. I like this lighting. Kind of, it's got good context to it. Anyway, the title of this talk is Burn Your Calendar. Burn your calendar here on New Year's Eve. The rituals, most of the rituals that we do, Christmas is a ritual, New Year's Eve is a ritual, Halloween, all these holidays are rituals. You do them the same every year. You know what to do. You get the kids, you buy a costume. Thanksgiving, you got the turkey. Christmas, you got the tree. New Year's Eve, you got the party. They're all rituals. Everything's a ritual. You go to church, you got the communion, that's a ritual. But they're all repetition. They're all repetition of a past ritual. A lot of the rituals we do, we don't even know what they mean. A lot of the things we say are ritual patterns of words that we don't even know what they mean, So much of life is just ritualistic repeating of the same pattern. And it's kind of one of the deadest ritual I know of is the communion. I used to go to when my mother was alive, I'd take her to the Presbyterian church, and they would have maybe once a month communion. And it was like eating, it was ritualistic. It was dead eating. It wasn't joyous eating. It was like you go up and you get the thing, and you get the thing, and you're very spiritual and you're very solemn. You're totally dead. Thanksgiving is a communion, but instead of killing Jesus, you killed the turkey. Turkey is a metaphorical Jesus. And the feast is the communion of family, and the family is renewed at Thanksgiving, comes back to life, you see. And Christmas is a ritual of death and life. In other words, it's the expectation of the birth of life, of rebirth. It's the expectation of the Christ child, and the tension builds, but it's all commercial ritual. Oh, we got to buy a present for so and so, and the family keeps growing, so you got to keep buying more presents, and you're so happy when it's over. And New Year's Eve is a ritual too. Oh, you count down at the Times Square. It's the same ritual every year, and everybody's hollering like something great has happened. Anyway, so the point is, we need to create our own rituals out of our own organic life. We need to create our own living rituals out of our own organic life, not something imported from another culture, not something imported like if you get into Zen or some yoga, all these rituals that you do in these Eastern tradition are imported rituals. And even the American rituals, Thanksgiving, it's imported. It's done by the culture. These are cultural rituals. They're not your living ritual. So what is a living ritual? It's a creative ritual that springs out of your life. Maybe you're the only one doing it. Fortunately, I have always loved creating rituals. A lot of times with a lot of these self-help programs and everything, they'll tell you, well, put your worries on a piece of paper and burn it. That's a ritual. So what am I talking about for today? Well, let's create a new ritual for New Year's Eve that is living. So here's what New Year's Eve is about the end of time. See, we chop the year up, the living being year that has no time. Being has no time. We chop it up into years. Of course, these years go all the way back to the Romans, but the Roman calendar, nevertheless, we chop it up to years, you see, and at the end of one year, boom, a new year is born. So it's a great big thing, but it's a metaphorical ritual. Let's make it personal. So this is about the end of time and the beginning of time in one moment. Can you divide the old year from the new? If you go to Times Square, they got the clock and the countdown, whoa, 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 and then bam, the old is dead and the new is born at the same time. At the same time. There's no separation. There's no gap between the death of the old and the birth of the new. There's not a little space there that you can look through. You see, it's bam. Bam, you see. Right. There's no time there. That's timeless. So how can you recreate that? So the problem is time that we want to get rid of. So we're so happy when time ends, but then we got the new year. Oh no, we got a new year. What's it going to bring? Oh no, we got worries now. Oh shit, everything's going to happen. Now we're going to do this and that. And then the year goes along and we just build up with more and more worries. And then finally at New Year's, it's all gone, a new one starts, so we start over. It's like winding the old grandfather's clock. It runs down. It takes a year to run down. Then we wind it up, set it up, and go again. How can you get out of that? How can you escape that? In Buddhism, it's called the cycle of death and rebirth. How can you escape this cycle of samsara? How can you escape this death and life and death, this world of sorrows, you see? The whole point of the Buddha's awakening is that he awakened to that bam, when life is death and death is life. So it's awakening to this timeless being that is neither past nor future nor present. It's wow. It's I am, you see. So how can we awaken to I am? Well, what I'm suggesting is that I would say this is a good ritual. If you want to get out of time, you have to create a little ritual where you burn up time. So why not this New Year's Eve, get out the calendar and burn it up. Light a fire or put a match to it and burn up time ritually. But it's not like time out there, not really burning up the calendar. You want to burn up time in you. The mind is time. Thinking consciousness is time. Our little person is wrapped in time, past, present, and future. Regrets are in the past. Worries are in the future. And right now, I want to get to the past or the future. Right now is an irritation. Right now is a nagging sense of being incomplete. So no matter whether we're in the past, the present, or the future, there's suffering. It's the suffering of time. So you want to get out of that. You want to burn it up. You want to get rid of, you want to ritually die. The end of time, they go, the evangelicals, we'll wait for the end of time because then we'll be raptured up to heaven. Well, why wait? The rapture is a metaphor for awakening to the timeless state, the timeless being that is sleeping beneath the time mind, you see. The mind, the consciousness, the personality, the person, the little self, you see, is a time being. It's where I began. I was born on December 15th, and I don't know when I'll die, but there's a birth and a death. There's a little stretch of time, you see. And so what we want to do, what you want to do really, is burn that up. It's not that you can't do it at a time. The body has a beginning and an end. That's fair. But it's how you live that's important. Do you live in time? Or do you live from the timeless? while in time. So you're out of time, you're free from time, you're joyous in the joyous being of the timeless at the same time while you're in time. It's not one or the other. That's the problem of the mind. The mind thinks and logically do this or that. But the bam, when they both come together, is when death and resurrection are the same. That's the resurrection of the Mass. The dying and resurrected Christ. The dying moon and the resurrected moon. See, the dying moon and the resurrected moon, every 28 days it dies, and then there's 3 days, and then there's resurrection. Well, that's a metaphor for the dying and resurrected Christ. And the dying and resurrected Christ is a metaphor for your dying and resurrection, or the end of the cycle of death and birth. The cycles of the mind, the cycles of thinking, the cycles of being locked in time. We want to get out of that. We want to get out. So do a little ritual. Take a vow. I'm going not get out of time in the future. I'm going to do it right now. There is no tomorrow. Everything is now. So you got to get out of time right now. So take the calendar. Burn it with joy. Burn time up with joy. Burn time up with joy. So now, this came to my mind. It would be fun, but you have to really want to let go of time. You really have to want, with all your heart, to let go of thinking about time, past, present, future. You want to drop. You just want to let it burn up. You just burn it up. So when you light that calendar, you're burning up your time. Not time out there, but your belief in time. Your belief that time is real. Your belief that time is your master. The tyranny of time. Just burn it up. Thanks for dropping in.